Well, and from an evolutionary standpoint, women look at individuals and men look at entire societies. And again, both the collective and the individual have their importance and their relevance. But evolutionarily speaking, if you have tribes, tribe A and tribe B, and tribe B allows the male children to explore risk and get injured and learn the limits of their physical capabilities and thus develop courage.
Right.
Because you can't develop courage in the absence of risk.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, how courageous can you be on a video game?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't be that courageous because you can just reload a save or, it's not really anything serious.
Yeah, there's no feedback, right?
Well, no, there's feedback in that you could lose.
No, I don't mean that. I mean, there's no feedback in a sense of like reality feedback, right?
Yeah, there's no reality. You're not going to get injured, right? I mean, I remember when I used to play Facing Worlds, capture the flag in Unreal Tournament. And, sometimes I would just charge down the main hallway with a hail of rockets raining down on me. And, sometimes it would work. Most times it wouldn't. But if it didn't work, no biggie. I just really, maybe we lose the game or we do another one, but there's no injury, no. So you can't develop courage without risk. And keeping the kids bubble wrap, particularly the boys, has them unable to develop actual courage. So if you've got tribe A and tribe B, tribe A bubble wraps the kids and the boys and doesn't teach them anything about danger and keeps them from doing anything risky and so on. And then they don't develop courage. And then when tribe B, who has let their boys do all of that, come over the hill to take their stuff, tribe B is going to win.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, without doubt.
And you can almost see that happening as a whole. Like I think about, the changes that are going on in Ireland, which, are very much against sort of traditional Irish identity. And when I was a kid, man, I was told from almost as soon as I remember anything to, if you're waiting at the bus stop and there's a bag there, you've got to run because it could be a bomb from the IRA. The IRA was going to protect England and was going to, protect Ireland and get the British out of Ireland and all of this. And they were, pretty feral and ferocious and so on. And now when, arguably some big challenges, to put it mildly, are kind of happening in Ireland, like nobody's anywhere to be seen.
I know.
And I think it has a lot to do with the bubble wrap childhoods, that people don't have a lot of courage anymore because they weren't allowed to experiment with genuine risk and danger when they were kids. And that just simply means, evolutionarily speaking, you just get taken over by the tribe that allows their kids to experience risk.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are real consequences to this, aren't there? Yeah. And we're seeing it happen, right? There's no free lunch, as they used to say, that.
No, and so the mothers are looking at each one of their individual, say, sons, and they're saying, well, but Bobby and Jimmy and whoever, they can't take these risks because they could break their arm, they could, right? There was a comedian way back in the day who used to talk about how all the mothers in the neighborhood had a sudden lowered voice that they would talk about, and they would say to their kids, if you ride your bike without holding onto the handlebars, you're going to end up like little Bobby up the street, who now can't even write his own name, kind of thing. And this little whisper of horror. And listen, that's fine. That's natural, because risk is one of these things that you have to have an Aristotelian mean.
Risk, 100.
And your society becomes a whole bunch of fraidy cats that can't push back against a hedgehog. Too much risk, and kids get wiped out in bizarre experiments of physical danger and so on. And I just think that way too much maternal fear and concern, because if there's too much maternal fear and concern and kids are kept away from risk, then the entire society falls apart in the long run, because there's no way to resist an invasion from other cultures that are more comfortable with risk and have developed more courage, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,